Let's go, Truman. All right, so today is kind of like a recap of reminding you of how awesome you are and showing you how to apply your awesomeness in new and different ways. So slope, rate of change. Y-intercept, a starting point. Slope, intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And we apply that to an equation by plugging in m by your x and your y-intercept at the end, and whatever sign is goes as a sign. All right, remember that? So whatever your slope is, plugging it in front of the x, whatever that back number is, including it with its sign. So using that logic, let's find our slope and y-intercept for these. Well, when you look at it, anything with your x is your slope. So this equals -5/2. That's it. That's game. It's so easy, it's hard. Your back number is whatever number it is with the sign. If it's negative, it's negative. Find the slope of each line. Well, we're finding both. So on this one, this is m equals -4/3. Excuse me. That's how easy it is. Your back number is going to be whatever that number is, and the sign with it. Ooh, it's negative. I'm dangerous. That's game. If you don't see it, it's 1. So in this case, your slope is -1. If you need that as a fraction, it's -1/+1, or it's +1/-1. All those are the exact same number. Your back number is 3. Happens to be positive, don't need the sign. Boom. Your slope is m equals -4. Your y-intercept is 1. It happens to be negative. Ooh, drama. Dun dun dun. So you notice your slope and y-intercept are easiest to find when you have y equal to something. So like I said before, if you want to retake Unit A, we're still solving for variables. We're still doing literal equations. So get rid of the 2x on both sides. This is going to be -y equals -2x. That 1 doesn't have a sign, it's positive. If you don't see it, it's a -1. So you can multiply everything by -1. Y equals +2x minus 1. Because a negative times a negative is positive, a negative times a negative is positive, and a negative times a positive is negative. So your slope equals 2. Your back number equals -1. That's game, y'all. So easy, it's hard. Let's do it again. I always encourage you, pause before you see me work on it. So, like we said before, it's easiest to see when you solve for y. Remember, I didn't circle this because that's not my answer. But solving for y helps me get my answer. So, get rid of the x on both sides. 2y equals -x and -8. To get rid of that, you're multiplying by 2, divide everything by 2. Y equals -x/2, -4. If you don't see it, it's 1. So this is -1/2 x minus 4. Those are all the same thing. We talked about don't be scared of fractions. They just look different. So your slope equals -1/2 or 1/-2. Exact same things. B equals 4, which happens to be negative. Let's get it. Cool? So if you would, go ahead and find the rest of these, and I'll attach this worksheet so you can check on your slope. Please still find your back number or your y-intercept, because we will have an activity in class for that. Let's go, Truman.